Well, good morning to all of you out there in fast pitch softball land. Welcome to Friday at the ISC World Tournament. Blair Sedford flying solo this morning on the ISC Network. The 2025 ISC World Tournament here at beautiful Caswell Sports Park, North Mankato, Minnesota. Another bright, sunny day and another great day for fastball. On the field, it's the Bear Creek Gremlins on the downside of a 4-2 decision late last night to the Northeast Drillers. They're taking on their country cousins, Bear Creek Express. Two big wins yesterday for the Express to get them into this game. There are 6 teams left in the ISC World Tournament, the spectacular 6. By the end of the day, we're going to be down to the final 4. Who's that going to be? We know 2 of them for sure, the Hill United Chiefs and the Northeast Drillers. We're going to see them much later in the day. For now, we've got some business to take care of. The Express and the Gremlins. Leading off for Bear Creek Express. Let's just go with Express and Gremlins all morning, shall we? Callum Bichel, Yusuke Morita, Ty Sebastian, who will be pitching. Luger Pinto, David Galino, Tyrone Bartarillo, Jack Burt, Cody Panabecker, Yusuf Davis, 1 through 9. Defensively, Matthew Waugh, Benanoka, Lucio Redemar is in right field today. Abiardo Penuelas is at third base. Cole Evans, Ladislaw Malazut, Brian Abry, and Jack Bestgrove back out on the board this morning. Nick Mullins is behind the plate. First pitch, 11:21. We're underway. It's a quick turnaround for the New York Gremlins. It was about 12:15 a.m. when they walked off the field dejected last night. A dominating performance by Hoimo Mata in the circle for the Northeast Drillers. And Jack Bestgrove, a couple of nights ago, was busy striking out 21 of 21 batters for the outs. He faced 23 overall, a complete game no-hitter, and a new ISC record for strikeouts in a 7-inning game. Congratulations to Jack Bestgrove. I'm sure he would have traded that, though, for the win last night and to be in this evening's winner's bracket game. Callum Bichel having a really good week here for the Express, batting .400, 6 for 15. A double and a home run on the scorecard for Callum Bichel. But every time I've looked up, it certainly seems like Callum Bichel's been on base, and he's had his fair share of these as well. Walks. Center fielder Yusuke Morita involved in a very scary incident last night that resulted in about a 35-40 minute delay. He and Yusuf Davis were chasing a ball out by the fence, a home run. They collided. I haven't seen it, but apparently it was head-to-head. And a very scary moment. Yusuf Davis taken to the hospital for observation. He was cleared and later did return to the park late last night. He's in the lineup this morning. He's been seen by medical officials. He's been seen by the trainer this morning. Joe Todd talked to Yusuf prior to this game and said he was in good spirits and seemed well. So Yusuf Davis medically cleared to play. You see Jack Bestgrove looking at the PitchCom device that he's got on his wrist. We'll get into a conversation about that a little later in the game, about the one-way communication devices. There's a couple teams, JDT and the Gremlins, who have been using the PitchCom devices here this week. Bestgrove is looking at his wrist. He gets not only the pitch selection, but location, as this one gets Yusuke Morita on the wrist, and he is down in some distress. That pitch up and in from Bestgrove. And this is causing Yusuke Morita some definite pain. He is in agony down there right now. Morita up to one knee at least. I'll just take a look at this one more time. On the back forearm right there, his left arm. That is a tough one here. Just our second batter into the game, and Yusuke Morita, who was a big part of this offense for the Express, and he gets a round of applause from the fans here as he gets to his feet. He's going to make his way down to first base, but he'll get a drink of water and he'll get some time, and still getting some attention on that left arm. If you're just getting in with us here on the ISC Network and Softball Premier TV, Blair Setford with you this morning. Joe Todd is doing some administrative duties. We have all but one of the ISC 2 tournament games completed now. We can tell you that the matchup at 3:30 or thereabouts this afternoon in the ISC 2 championship game will be a rematch of yesterday's undefeated game, which is also known as the winner's bracket final. And that will be the Midland Explorers, who will be the home team. Georgian Bay Giants, the winner of the loser bracket final. 3-1 over the Junkyard Dogs. That game was immediately prior to this one. So that will come your way here on Softball Premier TV and the ISC Network a little later this afternoon. But right now, Ty Sebastian turns, squares, and pops up a bunt, and that's going to get into the stands. The Express going to the small ball early this morning. Top of the first inning. And again, if you're just getting in with us here, where have you been? And good morning as well. Central Time, and it's still morning, 11:27. We've still got 33 minutes left in our morning here. A walk to Callum Bichel and hit by pitch. Yusuke Morita is out at first. It caught him in the left forearm and caused him some considerable distress. Jack Bestgrove, I'm sure, did not want to start his day like this. That one misses outside. And Bestgrove right now struggling to find the strike zone, falling behind all three batters that he has faced here this morning. Not a full changeup, but a little lower velocity from Bestgrove on that pitch on the outside corner, and he gets Sebastian waving at it. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sebastian comes in batting .385, 5 for 13. He's got a pair of home runs. One of them, a candidate for the longest one of the tournament, and swings through the rise ball. one down in the inning, and that'll get us to Leisure Pinto. Started the week catching for the Express. Has moved over to first base, and I think there's a bit of a knee or a hamstring issue with Leisure Pinto. He's not at full speed. Jack Burt has taken over the catching duties for the Express and has done a very good job behind the plate. Our umpires for this one, it's Dave Harrington from Napanee, Ontario, behind the plate. Glenn Brown of Oak Harbor, Washington, is out at first. And Mike Morrissey from Peterborough, Ontario, is over at third base. And a strike on the outside corner. Pinto batting .467. He's 7 for 15, 3 doubles, and 4 RBIs for Leisure Pinto in the cleanup spot for the Express. They're 4-1 coming into the game. If you've been following along with us all week, you'll know that they had a game thrown at them in their opening matchup, the Grass Valley Greens, who would go on to finish 4th in ISC 2. Jack Besgrove gets the rise ball in the outside corner working right now as he's rung up both Sebastian and Pinto with that pitch the last 2 at-bats. That game for the Express early in the week was tied at 6 through 6 innings. The Express put up a 5 spot in the 7th to run away with it, but they certainly got their hands full in their opening game. They went on to beat the Kingston Axemen 7-0. Dropped a 3-2 decision to JDT a couple of nights back. Devin McCullough looked really good for JDT that night. Rallied yesterday to beat Sandlot 6-1, and then took out Kegel Black Knights last night 4-1. Ty Sebastian has done the bulk of the pitching for the Express. Some relief last night from Pittarona. Michael Holla-Braddock has also done a little bit of spot duty in relief. Alan Salgado came off the bench yesterday in that game against Sandlot and had a massive home run. And this one is way up in the air from David Galino. Benanoka will settle under that for the final out of the inning. The Express put 2 runners aboard, one of them the hard way, and then Jack Besgrove bears down with a couple of strikeouts and a fly ball to work out of the inning. We'll go to the home half of the first. The Gremlins coming to the plate. Stay with us. We're just getting underway here on the ISC Network and Softball Premier TV. Called strike 3, the outside corner. They weren't out of that. Yeah. High in the air, Viavazo comes to get it, and the Chiefs are back to the top of the mountain. The gloves fly. The celebration is underway. a long half inning as we had the little delay after Yusuke Morita was hit by the pitch. But there's the Gremlins lineup. Matthew Waugh, Abiardo Penuelas in the 2 spot, so a change there. Ben Anoka, Eric Ochoa, the designated player today. He's not 100% healthy, not even close. Cole Evans, Lucio Redemar, Brian Avery, Laszlo Malerzuk, and Nick Mullins in the 9 spot. Defensively for the Express, Yusuf Davis, Yusuke Morita, Alan Bichel, Ty Bartarello, David Galino, Cody Panabecker, Legion Pinto is over at first, Jack Burt behind the plate, and Ty Sebastian on the board for the Express. There's certainly lots of familiarity, let's call it, with these teams. They started against each other very early in the season in Mitchell, Ontario at the Canada East Qualifier, the tournament that Joe Todd and myself put on every year. They met in the championship game, and it was the Express who prevailed that particular day. I remember having the conversation with Paul Sebastian, the head coach of the Bear Creek Express at the time. Teams that win that Canada East qualifier tend to go on to do pretty well at the ISC World Tournament. Last year's winner, Hill United Chiefs, and of course we know what they did. And over the years, there have been multiple ISC World Tournament champions come out of the Canada East qualifier. Same on the ISC 2 side. Wow. This one's up and in from Sebastian. Had an idea to bunt, and self-defense deflects the ball back into the screen. When you're looking to bunt, up in your eyeballs is not where you're looking for the pitch to come. Waugh looking to get on track here in the World Tournament. Just one hit. It's a double for Matthew, who just had a tremendous World Cup for Canada. And he'll be on a plane very early next week over to China for the World Games. This one is fouled out of play. In addition to the bright sunshine today and some of the clouds that are floating around here and there, there's a breeze that's going right to left field on this particular diamond. Not a lot, but it might be enough to maybe knock down a high fly ball if somebody hits the bottom of one, not the back of it. Up and in from Sebastian, and that goes straight to the screen. It's been a compressed summer for all of these teams and players, particularly here at the sharp end of the ISC World Tournament. Most of the players here now on these final 6 teams, most of, not all, but most of them would have been on their national teams. They've all played 3, maybe even 4 club team events prior to the World Cup. For the 4 teams that were in that 4 Nations Cup, Canada, the U.S., Japan, and New Zealand. And a lot of those players are here, the Japan team. Straight into the World Cup, then straight into last weekend's USA Nationals, and then right here for the ISC World Tournament. It's been big event after big event, and at some point, you're going to wear out a little. Swing and a miss. Matthew Waugh down on strikes on the high inside rise ball from Ty Sebastian. If he can get that pitch working for him today and get guys to chase after it, that will be very effective for Ty. The rise ball, his best pitch. Now, Ryan James is going to come out, and just of late, the last 2 nights, it's been a struggle for pitchers with the landing zone. Not sure if that is what Sebastian and James are talking about, or whether James saw something that maybe Ty was doing to tip pitches, but he came running out in a hurry after that strikeout. But you saw Sebastian do a little bit of landscaping in the landing area. Talked about this with Brad Walsh, and he and his grounds crew have done a phenomenal job here at Caswell Park this week. All of the players, the fans, have been raving about this tremendous facility. 4 diamonds here in the main part of the complex. A pinwheel setup is up and in to Abiardo Penuelas. Ball one from Sebastian. Wasn't sure whether that was a foul ball or not, but I think maybe it just tipped off the glove of Bert. But there's also 2 practice diamonds out beyond the outfield here of this particular diamond, beyond right field. And that one gets a bite out of our umpire, Dave Harrington, who's had a tough summer, it's got to be said. Bert did not get a glove on that. That was right to Dave Harrington. Those hurt. And you see Dave Harrington is reaching to that collarbone area. They've got a lot of equipment on, do the umpires, but there are some unprotected spots there, and it looks like he got a bite right out of him. Harrington still getting a little bit of attention to here. He's flexing that arm just to see if he's going to be okay. Brett Dykstra has already had a pretty busy morning, the trainer for the Bear Creek Express. We've got 4 big games for you here on the ISC Network Softball Premier TV. Settle in wherever you are. If you're in your backyard, you're in your living room, you're at the office, and you got your headphones on, and you got the boss screen ready. 4 big games. This is the first one, the Gremlins and the Express. Coming up next, JDT and STK in the alphabet battle. At 3 o'clock, 3:30, depending on how the schedule goes, it's going to be the ISC2 championship game. Midland Explorers, Georgian Bay Giants. And then after that, we'll have a quick awards ceremony, and then we'll get to the undefeated game, the winner's bracket final. Number 1 ranked Hill United Chiefs, and number 3 ranked Northeast Drillers. Marco Diaz last night, a no-hitter through 5 innings as they threw up an 8 spot on the JDT First Energy squad. Marco Diaz looked supreme last night, and there's a social media clip around of Marco Diaz touching 90 miles an hour on the speed gun here that Luciano Lafrano has got set up as part of his equipment rig here this week. And you've all been enjoying that, I know, as the speed comes up in the score bug down in the bottom right. Huemo Mata looked dominating. Looked like the Huemo Mata of 2022 last night when he pitched what was then the Hallman Twins to the championship. It's much the same team. They now go by the Northeast Drillers as Abiardo Penuelas works a 1-out walk. And they're going to be exceedingly tough to beat. So don't you dare miss it this evening. The Gremlins right now and the Express, then JDT and SDK, the Giants and Explorers, And then lastly, the Chiefs and the Drillers. Beninoka at the dish. And a little bit wide from Sebastian. I don't think that delay with Dave Harrington getting hit by the pitch, the umpire, I don't think that delay helped tie Sebastian very much. Lost the strike zone a little bit on the last couple of pitches to Penuelas, and very wide here to Anoka on his first two pitches. As a pitcher, you get into a rhythm. You get the ball, you get the sign, and you go. Ty Sebastian has always worked very quickly. And you get thrown out of that rhythm. It can take you a few pitches to find it again. Hard hit. Galino to 2 for 1. Back to 1. And they don't get the speedy Ben Anoka. That ball hard hit right at David Galino. And he is about as sure-handed as anybody out at shortstop. One step to his right, there's the turn, and a nice turn by Cody Pannebecker, textbook, using the bag to protect himself, but Ben Anoka just legs out the back end. Eric Ochoa now to the dish, still swinging a mean stick, but nowhere near 100%. He hit a ball almost to the fence yesterday, and a very, very tender jog down to first. That was it. Immediately was substituted for a pinch runner. The Gremlins looking for the offensive threat that he provides, but you've got to balance that with how well can he actually run. Penuelas last night with a big home run. Late in the game, it was a solo shot off of Huemo Mata. They actually went into the bottom of the 7th, trailing 4-0 in that game. Penuelas hit one out, and I believe it was Lucio Redemar who also hit one out. So a couple of home runs from a pair of unlikely sources. I believe that was the case. Just on the outside corner for a strike. A good drop to that outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes from Sebastian to Eric Ochoa. And Ochoa reaches and slaps that foul down the left side and out of play. You just saw Burt at the last second creep outside. And if you can keep the pitch away from Eric Ochoa and not get anything but the slightest bit of the plate, you might be okay. But this guy can hit the ball out of the park to all fields. We've seen him hit line drive home runs to left, moonshots to the left. He can do it all. This one is way up in the air. That's coming back our way. And it's going to land behind us. Sebastian already up to 19 pitches here in the first inning. And this is the wear and tear that you see all week long, too. As you get further and further into this tournament, the batters get better and better. The pitch counts go longer and longer. And the wear and tear on the body to win this tournament, it truly is a Herculean task. Nobody is 100% by the end of the ISC World Tournament. Two balls, 2 strikes. Drilled right back up the middle by Ochoa, and he makes the slow trot down to first. He's holding up the hands and a heart signal. Not sure what that means for the bench. Hands off a load of equipment to Var Matiosian, just about enough to start a sports store. But most importantly, it brings Cole Evans to the plate. Evans just 2 for 12, 167 on the tournament, but he is always, always dangerous at the plate. And with 2 runners aboard, similar to Bestgrove, Ty Sebastian is going to have to work out of trouble here in the first already. Chopper on the infield. Galino is able to glove that and step on a bag as Eric Ochoa hobbling down towards second base. An easy play there for Galino once he corralled the ball. Both pitchers work into and out of trouble in a long first inning. Settle in, folks. This is going to be a good one. Great pitching, great hitting. What's going to come out on top?
Dreamcatcher, inch by inch, we'll fight to make the lives of First Nations people in this community, this province, and on this continent better. I know we have a long way to go, but I'm proud to say as long as our people have a need, Dreamcatcher will be there for them.
Well, it was a long first inning, almost half an hour to get through the full first inning. Ty Bartarillo will lead things off here for the Express as we go to the top of the second. A couple of delays on a hit by pitch, one hitting a player, another hitting an umpire. And that contributed to the length of the inning. That's going to be foul out of play down the left side. If they had kept the balls that were hitting their way over in that Sandlot merchandise in the souvenir shop, they'd have had 3 dozen by now over there. They could have sold them back to us. In for a strike from Bestgrove to Bartarillo. Ty's 4 for 14, 286. He's got a triple, but no home runs. Always great to have a guy like Ty Bartarillo in your lineup, a Swiss Army knife. Can play corner, infield, Swing and a miss here, goes over the top. Ty can play second base where necessary. DP, you can put him just about anywhere in the infield. In the 7th spot, Jack Burt for the Express. We talked earlier about how he has gone in behind the dish for the Express, with Leger Pinto moving over to first with the discomfort that he was experiencing. Burt still looking for his first hit of the tournament here on Friday, but contributing very solid defensively. Started the week at third. Barterillo made the shift from first to third. Had an idea to bunt, but pulled it back. Strike on the outside corner, and 0-2 to Jack Burt. Bestgrove a little crisper here in the 2nd inning. We often talk about if you're going to get to these guys, you want to get to them early. But he's certainly working ahead of the first 2 batters that he's faced. And good morning, good afternoon, and good night for Jack Burt. Called out on strikes here, 2nd out of the 2nd inning. Cody Pannebecker, second base. I was talking to Cody pre-game, and want to send our best wishes out to Phil Zimmerman from the Sandlot squad. Phil injured in yesterday's game with the Express and Sandlot, and understand requiring some medical attention today. So our best wishes out to Phil. Off the outside corner from Bestgrove. Cody Gibbons got the first start for the Gremlins as they took on the St. Paul Grey Ducks in a mismatch in every way imaginable. As this one well hit to center field, Anoka to the fence and gone! Cody Pannebecker puts the Express on the board with a 2-route line shot to center field. High fives all the way around from Pannebecker. There might have even been a broken arm with the way that those guys were going through the line. You see Ben Anoka just runs out of real estate out there in center field. Cody had one knocked down by the wind yesterday, and he thought without the wind he might have got one out there yesterday. Well, he's done it here today. So Yusuf Davis, we talked already about that very scary incident that Yusuf Davis was involved in yesterday. He's been cleared medically to play. No questions about that, but he is a tough, tough player. Change up, and that's going to get through the infield. So back-to-back hits at the bottom of the lineup for the Express, and that will turn things over for Callum Bichel. Bichel worked a walk leading off the game in the first. Davis had come in batting 5 for 11, 455 with a double and a home run. And he's added to that total now up to 500, 6 for 12. Strike to open up this account for Cal Bichel from Jack Bestgrove. Two quick strikeouts, but the home run by Pannebecker and the single to Davis. And Well, that one is a two-hopper to Maller-Zook, who is as sure-handed as anybody at second. Cody Pannebecker puts the Express out in front. 1-0 here in the top of the second. We'll go to the home half with the Gremlins looking now to answer.
Welcome to Monthill Golf and Country Club. With our beautiful 27-hole golf course open to the public, we work tirelessly to ensure your time with us is second to none. Well, here you'll be able to enjoy an incredible dining experience at our very own Big Pete's Steakhouse. Play some of the best courses in the world with our state-of-the-art golf simulators. Upgrade your gear with the top brands at our pro shop, or host a stunning wedding, event, or conference inside one of our beautiful ballrooms. Learn all this and more at monthill.ca. We can't wait to see you soon.
Lucio Redmond, Brian Avery, and Ladislav Maller-Zook, 6, 7, 8 in the New York Gremlins order. Redemar 3 for 9, so a triple 3 batting average. The home run came last night late. Waymo Mata certainly looked very impressive for the Northeast Drillers. A lot of people around the park talking about Mata looking a lot like the Waymo Mata of 2022. First pitch, multi-hopper out to Pannebecker at second, and you know he's already feeling good about that home run. Brian Avery, another Swiss Army knife type player. Just 2 for 7 for the Gremlins, 286. Both of those hits are doubles. Avery has already seen time at third and first, can play corner outfield, can catch. And believe it or not, I've got video evidence of Brian Avery pitching earlier this year, not for the Gremlins, but in the Lower Mainland League out in Vancouver. Brian's over on the island. I think he comes to play a couple times a week. This one is lifted out to right. Callum Bichel will settle under that for the second out of the inning. And we'll get down to Ladislav Maller-Zook. Sebastian looking to get a clean inning. He's 2/3 of the way to that. Maller-Zook, always a tough out. Four for 9 for the tournament. A double, a home run, 3 RBIs, a 444 batting average for Ladislav Maller-Zook. And when it's all said and done, we may be having a conversation about Ladislav Maller-Zook and maybe a Hall of Fame date one day with the career that he is having. Many times ISC All-World, a collection of firsts and seconds. Now, that day is many years into the future. I heard Peter Labardia say last night that Ladislav is 30. Well, we can all remember 2012 and that U19 team that came up to Midland, Michigan and competed in the ISC World Tournament that year. They won the youth tournament, played in the World Tournament. And it was the Malarzuks, it was the Lombardos, the Migliavacas, the guys who would go on to be part of the nucleus of that team that would win the 2019 World Cup. They won the Pan Am Games gold medal. They've been Pan Am champions over the years. A down World Cup for them this year. Canada, Australia, and Argentina. All of them failing to make the playoffs, and none of them went away, I'm sure, content with their showing. So the base on balls to Malarzook. They'll bring us to the 9-batter in Nick Mullins. Mullins got a game off from catching a couple of nights ago, but he's been back behind the plate ever since. Ball one from Sebastian. I feel like I jinxed Sebastian when I said he was 2/3 of the way to a clean inning. He walked Malarzook, and ball one here to Nick Mullins falling behind. And ball two. That one not close to the zone. Sebastian steadies himself on the board and misses inside this time to Mullins, falling behind 3-0 to the 9-batter for the Gremlins. And just when you think you're on your way to a clean inning, you're now a pitch away from putting yourself into a jam. There's a strike. Taking all the way was Mullins. And same pitch in for the same result. Sebastian, a deep breath. And in for strike three, rallies from the 3-0 count to get Nick Mullins looking. Ty Sebastian keeps it clean, and we're scoreless. We are not scoreless, of course, because the Express hit a home run. 1-0 for the Express through 2 complete.
Let's talk about a local one-stop shop. Live Well for Life is just that, a fitness, nutrition, and therapy facility all under one roof. Located at 3878 Wellington Street in Mitchell, Ontario, you can get so much done in just one visit. A full complement of staff on hand include chiropractic, massage, and personal training to get you back to your healthy self. Find them on the web at livewellforlifeinc.com or give
Live Well for Life, a proud sponsor of the broadcast program.
Yusiki Marita, Ty Sebastian, Luger Pinto, 2-3-4 for the Express, looking to build on this 1-0 lead that they've got over the Gremlins. Morita hit by a pitch, got him on the left forearm in the first inning, and he was in some pain there. Didn't seem to bother him on that cut, but he was down for a good 3-4 minutes before he managed to get back up and got some treatment on that forearm. You get a blunt force trauma like that, it may be like the arm just goes numb for a bit. You need to get the feeling back in the arm and down into the hand and the fingers. Bestgrove gets ahead 0-2 on Yusuke Morita. That's what he didn't do in the first, at least for the first couple of batters. He rallied a bit to get a couple of strikeouts and then continued that run, but then wobbled a bit with the home run to Panabecker, and then Yusuf Davis singled before getting Callum Bichel on the ground out. Punched out to left. Matthew Waugh comes to get that 3 steps in. That'll bring us to Ty Sebastian. Chased after an outside rise ball for the strikeout in the first. -25 and warming is the weather forecast right now. Sebastian just looking for the opportunity to do a little bit more landscaping in that right side batter's box. Bestgrove gets the sign on PitchCom. Misses down and away. Bestgrove up to 39 pitches as we start the top of the third. And a strike on the outside corner. Fouls that back, straight back. Bestgrove rocks and gets Sebastian again off that outside corner. In for a strike to Pinto from Bestgrove. And I know it's already just the third inning, but looking ahead to the Alphabet Bowl with STK and JDT, it'll be Juan Pepe and Devin McCullough facing off. In for a strike to Pinto. Upstairs to Pinto. He was leaning out and getting geared up to go after that pitch and then had to lean back away from it. And this one, well hit out to right center. Chasing out near the fence and gone, Luigi Pinto. A solo shot for the Bear Creek Express. Doubles the lead, doubles the pleasure for Luigi Pinto. Just running out of room out there in right field was Redemar. Pair of solo home runs by Pinto and Pannebecker. Have the Express out in front. And we're a long way from this one being over, but that streak of 14 appearances in a row on Championship Saturday by the Gremlins is in jeopardy. David Galino flied out to Ben Anoka, ending the first. Oh, 0-2 on Galino. And that one is laced out to right field as he goes upstairs and chops that to right. Follows up the home run with a single, same pattern as an inning ago. You see him go way upstairs and hook that out to Redemar and right. And a pinch runner already for David Galino, so he must be nursing a bit of an injury as well. They ran for him yesterday, too. Normally he runs very well, but coming out of the dugout, that was David Osichka. Osichka was in the starting lineup early in the season, but Bartarillo, first pitch, down to Penuelas. It's out of the inning. But 2-0 now for the Express. This train starting to gather some momentum.
How confident are you in your organization's security posture? If your answer isn't 100%, you're not alone. Most organizations aren't doing enough to protect their data. And they know it. With Armitage Technology, you can stop worrying about IT security issues so you can focus on moving your business forward. Our experienced staff monitor and maintain your IT infrastructure to keep your business running. Visit us at armitagetech.com and make your technology work for your business.
Matthew Waugh Abierto Penuelas, Beninoka. One batting order for the Bear Creek Gremlins. Now facing a 2-run deficit. Scoring runs has never historically been a problem for this team the last 4 or 5 years. 14 in the first game they played, but discount that one. 3-1 over Marquez, 6-0 over Toronto, but that was a 0-0 ball game, or a 1-0 ball game into the 5th inning, into the 6th actually, before the Gremlins broke that one open. And then dropping a 4-2 decision yesterday to the Northeast Drillers. The Drillers have had no problem scoring runs this tournament. My goodness, they are a juggernaut. And same with the Hill United Chiefs. They have looked supremely good. Marco Diaz, 5-inning no-hitter yesterday. This morning, people were still buzzing about the STK Ostrander Norseman game from last night. That one went 10 innings. It was on the second diamond here as Waugh fouls this one off. Tied 3-3 after 7. The bottom of the 10th. STK leads off with a triple. And you would think that you'd walk the next 2 batters. Sorry, there was 1 out with the triple. You'd think that you'd walk the next 2 batters to set up a force. But that's not what happened. Alejo Munoz, given the opportunity to swing the stick, and boy, did he ever swing it. A moonshot off the scoreboard in straightaway center field. And 5-3 winners. STK, just like that, into the final 6 here at the ISC World Tournament. Matthew Waugh grounds out to first base. Major Pinto steps on the bag for the first out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Penuelas walked and then was erased 6-4 on the front end of an attempted double play. Chases the rise ball upstairs for strike 1. Penuelas, a late addition to the Gremlins roster last year, was on the Tigres roster but was not actively playing after the injury to Jerome Remeke. Added to the Gremlins and became a starter by the time the World Tournament rolled around and looked very good for this team. In and out of the starting lineup all season, and even here this week. Punched foul down the left side. Greg Leather and the 7 or 8-handed brain trust over there on the Gremlins side. There's no shortage of coaches. They have mixed up this lineup with Ochoa in and out. Remeke not in the lineup today. He's been in and out, battling injuries, the 2 of them. Remeke with an arm injury, Ochoa with the leg injury. Other guys not 100%. Bestgrove, phenomenal game against Toronto the other night. A little bit less so, taking on the Drillers last night. And as we talked about, it's been a compressed schedule, and the physical wear and tear. When you're Jack Besgrove, when this season is done here in North America, he goes back to Japan to pitch in the Japan League. He goes home to Australia and pitches in Australia in their season. He's in and out of places like Venezuela and Mexico for tournaments. And it's not just the physical playing in those events. Flying 14, 15 hours to anywhere from Australia takes a physical toll on the body. In the spring, he's back to Japan for the opening of the Japan League. Over here to North America in early June. It's very similar for Marco Diaz. He had a very similar spring. March, April, Marco Diaz was pitching, as I understand it, across Mexico and the Caribbean in a whole bunch of events. Doing very well, but that just takes a toll. Two and two against Penuelas. And time at the plate from Penuelas. Should note, too, from Marco Diaz, there were a handful of pitching clinics that co-sponsored by the Carol Forbes Foundation, co-sponsored with USA Softball, and Marco Diaz, I'm told, appeared at just about every one of them. So thank you, Marco, for giving back to the game. Lifted up in behind second. Panebecker will go get that 2 steps out onto the grass. Second out of the inning. We'll see it again here. Nope, we're not going to see that one again. No worries. Beninoka reached on the fielder's choice in the first. Benny just 1 for 8 here in the ISC World Tournament. In for a strike from Ty Sebastian. Those are somewhat un-Beninoka-like numbers. Benny, a 2-time ISC MVP, the Cleo Goyette Award. Seven or 8 ISC all-world player. Certainly a Hall of Fame awaits Beninoka at the end of all of this. And this one is right back up the middle. So Beninoka with his second hit of the tournament. 2-out single. That brings up Ochoa. Hammered a pitch right back up the middle. And right now, both Sebastian and Besgrove having trouble closing out innings. They get the first 2 outs, but then run into difficulty getting the third. Sebastian again got the ground out, got the pop up, but a Beninoka single. And now you got to deal with Eric Ochoa. And even though he can't run, he can still swing the bat. Drop ball down and in for ball one. And a strike just off the corner, so we'll even the count at 1 ball, 1 strike with Ochoa. Always at the top of the stats chart, whether it's in RBIs or batting average, has been a leader in both in recent years. Just off the outside corner. And I'm told reliably that he hit the longest home run at the World Cup up in Prince Albert, all the way out to a corner of a perimeter fence. Out of most major league parks was the commentary from the team that did a great job up there. Kyle Smith, Chris Abbott, Lance Wynn, part of that team as well. Straight back in and out of the glove of Burt. Couldn't hang on to it. Sebastian out on the board. Long look in. Now sets. 2 hopper. Out to Panebecker. Toss to first. And they'll retire Eric Ochoa this time. Strand, the 2-out single by Benanoka. Through 3 complete. It's 2-0. The Express out in front over the Gremlins.
How confident are you in your organization's security posture? If your answer isn't 100%, you're not alone. Most organizations aren't doing enough to protect their data, and they know it. With Armitage technology, you can stop worrying about IT security issues so you can focus on moving your business forward. Our experienced staff monitor and maintain your IT infrastructure to keep your business running. Visit us at armitagetech.com and make your technology work for your business.
Well, there is Kuba Osichka on in relief for the New York Gremlins. Jack Besgrove goes 3, and that's it for the big left-hander from Australia. He gives up the 2 runs. And it's been a busy week for Jack Besgrove. Some speculation that he's not 100%. Certainly looked that way the other night against the Toronto Batmen. He's given way here to Osichka. Jack Burt down on strikes, leading off top of the fourth. Burt, as we said, still looking for his first hit of the tournament. For Besgrove, 3 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 hit by pitch, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. But 2 of those hits, solo home runs. Cole Evans ranges way over to his left and throws out Pannebecker. Cole Evans, impeccable on defense. Osichka pitched very well on the final day of the U.S. Men's Major a week and a half ago now. That one going to the if game, and Osichka on the board for the win for the Gremlins as they won their 5th straight and 10th overall U.S. Men's Major Championship, tying the legendary Clearwater Bombers for overall championships at the U.S. Men's Major. Boy, that's a record I don't think anybody thought was going to be equaled. The Gremlins going out to get that one. Davis, who had a single following the home run by Pannebecker back in the second, was stranded at first. In for a strike. Osichka just been chomping at the bit to get into the World Tournament here this week. As we said, Cody Gibbons opened up for the Gremlins against the St. Paul team. That's going to be foul down left side. And then it's been the Jack Besgrove show ever since for the Gremlins. Osichka from Czechia, more than capable. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that one is going to get out of play as well, fouled over the screen. Shakes one. And finds the sign that he likes from Mullins. And this one is off of Osichka and caught. Did he get the glove on that? Oh, I hope so, because otherwise he's running on pure adrenaline right now. Let's see this one again. Lined and just got the glove up to protect himself. Oh my goodness, Kuba Osichka gives everybody a scare. Darren Derricks, the Hall of Fame former proprietor of Circle Tap, popped his head into the booth just to see the replay. Couldn't believe that Kuba Osichka got the glove up in time to protect himself and then deflecting up into the air, and Penuelas collecting that. Boy, a scary moment, but Osichka, quick reflexes. Evans grounded out to his counterpart as they erased Eric Ochoa on a force to end the first. Big deep exhale again from Ty Sebastian as he gets ready to bring this one in to Cole Evans. Inside, misses. 2-1 to Evans. Tries to go back inside, but can't get the corner. 3-1 to the leadoff batter here for the Gremlins, bottom of the fourth inning. They've been getting guys aboard, but it's never really felt like anything's been in jeopardy for Ty Sebastian and the Express through the first three. Straight back to the screen. Evans was just 2 for 12, now 2 for 13 on the tournament. Called. Strike three on the outside corner. Evans thought he had worked the walk. Lucio Redemar now to the plate. Redemar now 3 for 10 on the tournament. In for a strike. A member of the Argentina national team, and he'll be the second generation for the Argentine squad as they begin to turn over their national team. Up and in from Sebastian. Guys like Redemar and Biondi and Pecker, they will be the new leaders of that squad going forward. Matroni has already stepped down. There will be others, likely Manuel Godoy, that has been his last tour. Strike to the outside corner. But with some of the pitching and the hitting that we've seen here this week, Choco Munoz, who was left off that squad, and he's had a phenomenal summer. Certainly he'll be on the team going forward. Redemar down on strikes. That'll bring us to Brian Avery. And Ty Sebastian strikes out the first two here, but closing the door to get a clean inning has been difficult so far for Sebastian. Hasn't yet been able to do it. That was the 4th strikeout of the day for Ty. That one misses off the outside corner. 2-0 to Avery. Ty's going to wipe the sweat off the brow, get the glasses back in place. It is warming up out there as we get to just past 12:45, 12:47 now on Friday of the ISC World Tournament. We're into the sensational 6. We're going to be down to the final 4 by the end of the next 2 games. Swing and a miss by Avery. We know Hill United, we know the Northeast Drillers are in that final 4. Who are going to be the 2 to join them? The winner of this one, and then the winner of the Alphabet Bowl coming up with STK and JDT. Big rise ball from Sebastian, 75 miles an hour. The rise ball always is going to register a little bit slower on the radar gun, but when you're in the box, it explodes on you when you get to the plate. Drop ball outside corner. Sebastian strikes out the side here in the 4th. The Express will go to the 5th, leading by 2.
This business was opened in 1965 by my father, Ned Matiosi. Could have walked in here 25, 30 years ago and seen just about the same thing. The process of making this suit takes about 6 weeks. It goes through about 12 or 13 hands as it's moved along the line. It's an old-time place. Making stuff from scratch here in the city at a reasonable cost. It's a very personal type of business.
Right back to the top of the shop for the Bear Creek Express here in the 5th inning. Cal Bichel, Yusuke Morita, Ty Sebastian. And I wonder, well, probably not, but I was speculating in my mind, would we see a pinch hitter for Ty Sebastian? 2 strikeouts for Ty, and with him doing the pitching as well, maybe just give him a breather, but given the offensive prowess of Ty Sebastian, why would you take his stick out of the lineup, Blair? These are the arguments I'm having in my head, left versus right. Bichot walked in the 1st, grounded out in the 2nd. Osichka, just a baker's dozen on the pitch count as he only came on an inning ago and had a nice clean inning from an outs perspective, but a scary line drive off the bat of Yusuf Davis. Kuba got the glove up and deflected it over to Penuelas for the last out of the 4th. These 2 Bear Creek teams, part of the troika of squads sponsored by Bear Creek Sports and Entertainment, and they will be the hosts of the 2027 ISC World Tournament as well. As down on strikes goes Bichel. Osichka gets his second strikeout, but he has looked very effective coming on in relief here for the Gremlins. Go back-to-back in Ontario in 26 and 27. Kitchener and then Bear Creek, about 20 minutes southwest of London, Ontario, at their brand new park at the Chippewa the Thames First Nation. 2-diamond facility, and by the time we get there in 27, it may be 3. Additional diamonds in Glencoe, Ontario, just a little bit further down the road. Two and one to Osichka Merida. And make it 2-2. Harrington just wants to clean the plate off. There's a little dirt on it after that big swing by Merida. Superstar from the Japan national team chases after a great drop ball from Kuba Osichka. Gets Osichka Merida swinging. Third strikeout of the game for Osichka, and ties Sebastian to the plate now for the Express. In for a strike, and Osichka certainly not wasting any time, going right at the Express batters. Swing and a miss over the top of a real good-looking inside drop ball from Kuba Osichka. 82 miles an hour from Osichka. As Joe Todd would say, that had some pepper on it. In for strike 3. Strikes out the side. Kuba Osichka here in the 5th. And if that doesn't give some life to this Gremlins team, they better get the paddles out.
Peligro Sports provides the essentials needed to give your team an edge on the field. Our brand is rooted in creating a unique experience tailored to the specific needs of your team to ensure your performance is at the best level to execute plays. At Peligro Sports, we rally behind our athletes and understand their fight to take their game to a dangerous level. Visit our store at 2200 Amsterdam Avenue in New York City or see us online at peligrosportsnyc.com. Thanks to Jose and Peligro Sports for their support of the broadcast program.
Ladislav Maller-Zook. Mullins and Matthew Waugh. 8-9-1 for the Gremlins, and early is getting late for the former team from New York, and I've got it written down on my scorebook here, and I know some of you might have to do a shot when I say it. It's the Bear Creek Gremlins, not New York. Ladishaw walked in the second, but that was as far as he got. Just off the outside corner. Was batting .444 coming into the game, 4 for 9 for Ladishaw. Can't catch up to that one. 76 from Sebastian. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 77 pitches now for Sebastian here into the 5th. And fouls that one off. Always had great bat control, has Malherzuk. That one skipped in, rolls up the screen, and comes back down right in between everybody congregated at home plate. Sebastian roughly around 20 pitches per inning. A little bit high. Ideally, you'd like that to be closer to 15, maybe even 14 per inning. Past a diving David Galino as Malherzuk takes the outside pitch. Just professional hitting by Ladishaw Malherzuk. Long through the zone. Keeps that bat behind the hands and then strong enough to power that pass. Galino out to left. Another sensational tournament here from Ladishaw Malherzuk. Mullins. They don't get the call. Sebastian, a little bit of disbelief. Pinto was halfway down the line from first, expecting a bunt. The Gremlins do not bunt a lot, but the guy at the plate can handle the bat quite well. And 2-0, and again, no sign of the short game, much to the dismay of Joe Todd. Good count. Now he shows bunt on this one, but 3-0. Taking all the way at 3-0 was Mullins. There was no movement on the infield for that pitch whatsoever. Barterillo, if anything, is backing up down at third. Pinto starting to creep in a step, and swinging away is Mullins and fouls this one back over the screen. From 3-0 to 3-2. Sebastian at the hip. And the drop. Mullins swings over the top, and he's rung up for the second time today. Sixth strikeout for Sebastian. Just falls off at the plate. A real good-looking pitch, and you got a great look at it there from our center field camera. Matthew Waugh now with his third look at Ty Sebastian. And late in the games, it's been where the Gremlins have really offensively come to life. Think back to the Batman game the other night as Waugh shows bunt. Belatedly gets the corners moving for the Express. Ty Randerson, good as gold for Toronto through 5 innings against the Gremlins. One of the best games played through 5 innings this week. In the 6th, the Gremlins erupted. It was the 3rd time through the order for them against Ty Randerson at that point. There's that deep breath again from Sebastian. Up to 88 pitches now. Rise ball up and out of the zone. They're going to ask, but no. Three and 1 to Matthew Waugh. Sorry, make it 2 and 1. And make it 2 and 2 with that pitch on the outside corner. Ladisho Malherzuk is out at first. A leadoff single. Strikeout to Nick Mullins. And that brings us to Matthew Waugh here in the 5th. Swing and a miss. Gets Matthew Waugh the inside rise ball again, similar to his at-bat in the 1st. 2 down. While we got a chance here, I just want to say hello to all of the Betts grandkids who were at Grandma Deb's house today. Henry, Brody, Rowan, Cecilia, and Samson. All young and up-and-coming ball players. Grandpa Jerry says hello. Abiardo Penuelas upstairs. Sebastian bent over and peering in. You get the sign from Bert. Doesn't often do that. And there's a strike on the outside corner to even up the count at 1-1. Penuelas was 3 for 5 coming into today's game. A walk and a pop-up. Doesn't chase upstairs, so 3 for 6 now on the tournament. On the ground, Sebastian comes to get it. One hop the throw, but digging it out is Pinto. A good play on both sides of that. Sebastian, who plays shortstop very capably when he's not pitching, went to go get that over near the line. And while the throw was in the dirt, it was dug out by Pinto. Through 5 complete. Express hanging on to this 2-0 lead.
This business was opened in 1965 by my father, Ned Matiosi. Could have walked in here 25, 30 years ago and seen just about the same thing. The process of making this suit takes about 6 weeks. It goes through about 12 or 13 hands as it's moved along the line. It's an old-time place. Making stuff from scratch here in the city at a reasonable cost. It's a very personal type of business.
Bleacher Pinto will lead things off for the Express. A big solo home run back in the 3rd inning. And Penuelas makes an absolute circus play off of Pinto. I hope we're going to get the replay here. This is scorched. And the full extension and the rollover throw to first. Pinto is just looking back at Penuelas like, are you kidding me? This one is flared to left. Matthew Waugh will come in and make a routine play. And 2 pitches. And 2 down as Galino chased after the first pitch as well. And Ty Bartarillo. If you're Ty Sebastian, you're hoping Bartarillo has a 10-pitch at bat, and he deliberately takes the first pitch just to give his pitcher a little bit of breathing time. He never even took the bat off the shoulder. That is professional hitting and team playing. And again, same thing. 1 ball, 1 strike to Bartarillo. Now I think he'll be ready to go. And he fouls this one off. Bartarillo, the ultimate team game there. Never took the bat off the shoulder and took 2 pitches regardless of the result, knowing that his guy needed a break. This is punched out to short right. Zook will range back 6 steps onto the grass and pull that down. A real quick inning for Kuba Osichka and the Gremlins. In the top of the 6th, somebody got to wake up the bats in that 3rd base dugout for the team in white in the pinstripes if they're going to keep this streak of championship Saturdays alive.
Welcome to Mont Hill Golf and Country Club. With our beautiful 27-hole golf course open to the public, we work tirelessly to ensure your time with us is second to none. Well, here you'll be able to enjoy an incredible dining experience at our very own Big Pete's Steakhouse. Play some of the best courses in the world with our state-of-the-art golf simulators. Upgrade your gear with the top brands at our pro shop, or host a stunning wedding, event, or conference inside one of our beautiful ballrooms. Learn all this and more at monthill.ca. We can't wait to see you soon.
Here in the 6th for the Gremlins, Ben Anoka, Eric Ochoa, and Cole Evans. 3, 4, 5 in the Gremlins order, the meat of the order. It's been all Ty Sebastian here, but we do have a little bit of action now in the bullpen for the Express. Looked like Pitterona just got up. Sebastian in for a strike to Inoka. Ben, a fielder's choice in the first. A single. And there is the big man from Auckland, Pitterona. Want to say hello to Amanda Rona, Pitta's mom. Always with us here on Softball Premier TV and the ISC network. Pitta's dad, pretty good ball player in his own right, Brad Rona, inducted into the ISC Hall of Fame last year. Skied off the bat of Inoka, but that's going to fall right onto the roof of the Gremlins dugout. That one comes back into play, and I'll give that one right back to Ty Sebastian. North Harbor, I think more specifically for Pitterona. And Northcote, I believe, is his team in the Premier League down in New Zealand. Then Anoka can't get the bat off the shoulder here in the 6th. Called out on strikes. 8 on the evening. The afternoon now for Sebastian. Eric Ochoa, 1 for 2, hard hit single in the first. Grounded out to Panabecker in the 3rd. Big cut, but comes up empty from Eric Ochoa. He's going to need to hit one out, or at the very least onto the grass to get on base. He will not be legging out any infield base hits. Chases the rise ball upstairs. 76 from Ty Sebastian. That's his go-to pitch. You see the shoulders up and back down from Sebastian. Fouled off at the plate by Ochoa, able to protect. A 101 pitches for Sebastian on the morning into the afternoon. 11:21 when we started this one. We're 6 minutes away from the 2-hour mark. And time at the plate from Ochoa. The winner of this will play the winner of JDT and STK. The loser will finish in a tie for 5th. Way up in the air. That's a home run in a grain elevator. But we're not in a grain elevator. David Galino collects that right in front of the board. Greg Leather down with a change, or at least a note, for our home plate umpire, Dave Harrington. There's certainly no change with Cole Evans batting. And right now, Lucio Redomar is still on deck. But I do wonder if perhaps Ochoa, the DP, may be changed the next time around. Evans, the good eye at the plate to take that inside pitch for ball one and even up the count at 1-1. Defense is basically straight up. Merida may be shaded over one step towards left at most. And straight back to the screen. Oh, Cole Evans would want that one back for certain. Two balls, two strikes, 2 out, a 2-run deficit, or a 2-run lead, depending on your perspective. Evans fouls this one off to the screen. Varmatiosian was all set to get that in the first base coach's box, and Pinto cut in front of him and swiped it away. Would have been nice to see Varm get into the game, but no, sir. Pinto had other ideas. Still 2-2. Evans to his counterpart, Galino, from his knees, throws out Cole Evans, and a 1-2-3 inning for the Express in the bottom of the 6th. Will go to the top of the 7th. Early has certainly gotten late.
A metal roof lasts a lifetime. Thousands trust Metal Roof Outlet to install stylish, stone-coated metal roofing that looks just like traditional shingles. Make a smart and worthwhile investment for your home with Metal Roof Outlet. Contact us through metalroofoutlet.com to get a quote for a roof replacement anywhere in Southern Ontario. Because when you trust Metal Roof Outlet with your roof replacement, it may be the last time you ever replace your roof.
Let's talk about a local one-stop shop. Live Well for Life is just that, a fitness, nutrition, and therapy facility all under one roof. Located at 3878 Wellington Street in Mitchell, Ontario, you can get so much done in just one visit. A full complement of staff on hand.
I saw Greg Nidick down having a conversation with Dave Harrington as well, but I just went through the Gremlins guys on the field, and I don't see any defensive changes. Greg Leather had a quick conversation with Dave as well, but no changes that I can spot. Right now, the job for Kuba Osichka is to keep the door shut. He's got a challenge here as Alan Salgado is pinch hitting for Jack Burt. Out to Evans. And a good job to get Alan Salgado. He had a big pinch hit home run yesterday. Cody Pannebecker, a big home run today. Opened up the scoring in the top of the second with a solo shot to straightaway center field. Bleacher Pinto complemented that with one to right, and that's been all the scoring here on the afternoon. Jack Besgrove went 3 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 5 strikeouts, but 2 of those 4 hits were those solo shots. Kuba Osichka has been flawless in relief. Fouled off into the screen by Pannebecker. Oh and 2 to Pannebecker. Rise ball upstairs, just misses with that pitch. Can't get Cody to chase. And then down on strikes here. That's 5 on the day for Kuba Osichka. He came on to start the 4th. Struck out the side in the 5th. And Cole Evans, a snow cone. The vertical leap. Let's see this one more time. Davis, the line shot, just enough in the glove to hang on to that. Cole Evans robs Yusuf Davis. We're going to go to the bottom of the 7th. The Gremlins, one last chance to try to get back into this one.
This business was opened in 1965 by my father, Ned Mattiosi. Could have walked in here 25, 30 years ago and seen just about the same thing. The process of making this suit takes about 6 weeks. It goes through about 12 or 13 hands as it's moved along the line. It's an old-time place. Making stuff from scratch here in the city at a reasonable cost. It's a very personal type of business.
Lucio Redemar, Brian Avery, Ladisho Maller-Zook will try to get the job done for the Gremlins here in the bottom of the 7th inning. A 14-year streak of championship Saturday appearances at the ISC World Tournament on the line here for this Gremlins organization. They're all part of the Bear Creek Sports and Entertainment organization. Gremlins coming over this year in a new sponsorship arrangement. Swing and a miss by Redemar. One of the brother teams standing in the way, and Ty Sebastian has been outstanding here this afternoon. Gotten stronger as this game has gone on. Strike on the outside corner. 8 strikeouts through 6 for Sebastian. Good back control by Redemar to foul that to the screen. It's been all about the rise ball for Sebastian. He's been able to spot it on the outside corner. He's worked in some really good drop balls. Haven't really seen a changeup from Ty, and that is definitely his third best pitch. Just trying to place that one down the third baseline, Redemar, and run out an infield hit if he can. Zenon Winters is standing on deck, will pinch hit for Brian Avery. Winters in limited duty, batting .400, 4 for 10, including a home run. If Redemar gets on, don't put anything past Zenon Winters. An inside drop and a feeble swing from Redemar. Sebastian, his 9th strikeout on the day. JDT, the home team for the next game, making their way over to the third base bench. They are the third team in this hydra of squads from Bear Creek. Winters chases the drop. Off the outside corner for ball 1. And a good eye by the veteran at the plate. Winters always brings an edge to the game. One of the reasons why the Gremlins love having him in their lineup. Has come just this year for the World Tournament, not with them through the season. And a little bit of cat and mouse by Zenon. Sebastian is going to play the game, and he stepped off, and he's doing some adjustments to the wrist strap on the glove and taking his own sweet time. Punch foul down the left side. That'll go out of play. Another one for the collection in the souvenir tent. Peter Labardius will be coming up with the Alphabet Bowl, JDT and STK. JDT in the game with Hill United until late. That one fell apart for JDT in the fifth. Swing and a miss. Winters can't catch up to the rise ball on the outside corner. 10 for Sebastian. And he's an out away of getting his team to championship Saturday. That would be the third straight year for the Express. It'll come down to Ladishol Maller-Zook. 1 for 1 with a walk. A strike on the outside corner as Sebastian gets ahead. Chases the rise ball, and the Gremlins season down to the final strike. The Express on the verge of championship Saturday. A long look in from Sebastian. Sets at the hip. And book your trip on the Bear Creek Express. They will play in championship Saturday. Ty Sebastian strikes out the side here in the 7th, and a 2-0 win for the Express seals the deal. Handshakes and hugs through the line between the Gremlins and Express. There is lots of respect on both sides of that particular line. What a thrilling start to the final Friday of the ISC World Tournament. Ty Sebastian, a complete game victory, strikes out 11. Just the 3 hits for the Gremlins. Stay with us here on the ISC Network and Softball Premier TV. JDT and STK Fastball. JDT First Energy, STK Fastball from Kamloops in British Columbia. Who's going to join the Express and be the final team into the Final Four? Blair Sedford, it's been a pleasure to be with you today, and we'll catch you on the flip side. Called strike 3, the outside corner. They work out of that. Again. High in the air, Viavazo comes to get it, and the Chiefs are back to the top of the mountain. The gloves fly. The celebration is underway.